This video is sponsored by Gate.io. If you set an account up using the link in the description, you'll get 25% back on all your spot and futures fees for life. Gate.io. Hello everybody, welcome back. Make a very quick Monday update. And I mean it. I will be pretty quick, right? So same old. We're waiting for markets to really pick up a little bit of pace today. A lot of things just hanging in the balance. We're sitting around this 200 exponential on the euro on the daily, looking for a bounce from here. A breakdown from here would be pretty nasty, and we'd probably be heading all the way down to 103. 103 is not the worst thing in the world. We'd still be above this, what could be seen as a base that was built, for the lows. But I would be pretty skeptical of this move down here, to be honest with you, because dropping down below there would likely see a much deeper plunge. If we look at the momentum on the euro, lots of reasons to think that we do get picked up from here, which is why I'm pretty biased when it comes to upside from here. These setups are good, though. I have to say these setups are really good because it doesn't take long to know if you're wrong. You can take positions on these sort of places and get stopped out pretty quickly because you're more or less buying at a very significant support. Same deal for the S&P 200 simple moving average on the daily. Again, this is just a repeat from everything we've said over the weekend since we came down to here on Friday, and also the descending trend line of the bear market. So it's a double whammy when it comes to support. Not the greatest thing you've ever seen in the world. Again, doesn't take long to know if you're wrong on a setup like this. If we do bounce from here, we'll probably be looking for a decent recovery, to be honest, over time. But this all remains to be seen. It's very early days. So this is not opened yet, and there's no point really in looking at the pre-market. We are going to look at Dixie just very briefly. This is the Dixie. A little bit hot, but no bearish divergence. Not really. Not on this upside on the daily. And actually, you look at something like this, it's actually quite bullish setup, to be honest with you. We'll be looking for sort of retest of the lower zones. Any one of these moving averages can get tagged. Not really looking for this to continue to break down as we see it on the daily there, nor should we expect it to break down too much on this 4 hourly. However, we would like to see deeper moving averages get tested, but without the bearish divergence on this 4 hourly, might not be quite ready for that yet. If we start to lose areas like 104, we'll probably come down to 103.6. I know these are only little baby step moves, they're not big at all. And again, much of this is depending on the euro. The 1 hourly does look a little tired, actually, so maybe it does come down. Again, the euro is the more insightful because it's got the bigger, bolder setup on the daily, really. But again, we need American markets to open. We need the markets to pick up pace. It's just freshly opened, really. It's not been going very long. So it is only Monday. So now we can think about Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is stuck in a very, very, very tight range, basically. A Bollinger Band center, which is sitting here around 23,300. Significant area of support, basically. Stroke resistance. It's a big deal, that area. And the 10 exponential getting rejected yesterday and so far today, which is basically 23,666. The devil's price. Again, we'll look at the overall momentum on this one on the higher term time frames. We've got golden crosses all over the place. We're looking for continuation on the higher term time frames, certainly. But when we really just stand back and think about it, we are basically stuck in the middle of a range. We're at the mercy of traditional markets. We just have to sit back, watch, and wait. And just a very brief look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. This is Ethereum to Bitcoin's death cross. But it also is a breakout of a consolidation. So we had this big move up, rejection, consolidation, breakout. We've been surfing the bottom end of this line. It's not a bullish setup, I have to say. It's not particularly bullish, but I wouldn't write it off too early. Now, the reason we're looking at this particular chart is it helps us determine the strength or weakness of altcoins versus Bitcoin. We want to know what altcoins are likely to do. At this moment in time, we just have to sit and wait and see, because if we start to reclaim 0.071 sats, so if we reclaim that, then yeah, we go back up to the top of the range all the way up here, and that's going to be good for altcoins. It'll be a decent move, and again, we'll measure it from where it would break out from, which is a 200 exponential breakout. We're talking about a 20% move for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. You'd expect to see the same for most alts, generally speaking. I'm not ruling any of this out. I just think that everything is kind of stuck in no man's land at the moment, and we're waiting for traditional markets, which are the places that's where the setups are living. Crypto is really in limbo. Bitcoin is in limbo. It's responded well over the weekend, which was nice to see, considering American markets, or traditional markets, generally speaking, closed negative, closed red. But given the setup, the promising setup, the opportunity to move up from these levels, maybe that's how crypto interpreted the close. So regardless of it being red, it was red into significant support. So maybe, yeah, that's how I see it, to be honest. That's how I see it. Although Bitcoin and crypto alike is not really showing me anything amazing at these exact levels. Not quite yet. Not really. The 4 hourly came down to 200 exponential, which is again another place to think about buying a dip. But you know, that said, we also got a short signal on the Ichimoku cloud, and that was only on a 4 hourly. So again, it is kind of 50-50, stuck in limbo. It does require the S&P to decide which way it wants to go. But if I had any kind of bias, as you probably could sense and tell, it would be to the up. But that's trading crypto through association with the setups on the Euro and the S&P, not so much with crypto itself. However, being above 23,300 is still a very decent place for it to be. It still forms a series of higher highs and higher lows, and if that's the case, we'll be looking for a new high to form if all the other markets continue to remain, or continue to move up, should we say. And so I would probably highlight areas like 28,000 would be the next step. But it's not a Bitcoin deal. Bitcoin's not going to be able to move on its own. It does need its big brothers and sisters, mamas and dadas, to do the same sort of thing. And until we see American markets open, we're going to probably sit around in limbo. And well, I mean, it's not all completely limbo. We do have the Euro to hold on to. And that will, I reckon, that will basically seal the fate of maybe the next month or so of price action, because a drop below this level definitely comes down to this level, and if we get down to that level, we have to seriously entertain, you know, a really much deeper move back down to parity. And if you get back down to parity, you're probably going to go below it. So yeah, currently the structure on this chart is actually pretty decent, and this is the area where we should move up to a new high on the Euro. Operative word being should, not will. Right, I'll leave with you there, thinking about algorithms. Just tell me what the weather's like outside. You know, I just need words on comments. That's all I need. So if you can do that, that'd be lovely. Anyway, hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.